Hello and welcome. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. This YouTube video is about a Detroit, Michigan fashion designer named LaTrelle Powers Mays, whom I love dearly. I'm taking the time to pay homage to her because she's just that special. The last time we were together, we were watching up-and-coming fashion designers on YouTube. I told her, we should do a video together chronicling your work, and that way it will always be available to the public. She said, I'll think about it. After about an hour or so of watching fashion designers and fashion shows, she said to me, you know what, I got a better idea. What about a video letting my children know how much I love them? Something they will always have. And if I'm going to do a fashion video, I would much prefer doing a crafting video for seniors, something they can watch and do on the spot. I realized since I've been here that I've been truly blessed that I hear from my children every day. Some of the seniors in my building, they don't have anybody or anything. Learning a simple craft just brightens up their entire day. Now that would make me happy. I chimed in with, let me do a monthly video on each of your designs, chronicling your work, and you do a video for your family and the seniors. She chimed back, you can do whatever you damn well please, but that's not what I want. I chimed back to her, have you forgotten? Which at that time, a smile came across her face, and I said, Mr. Mays said you can never use those words, and we both burst out laughing. And she was what, the damn well please? And I was like, yeah, the damn well please. I'm not going to get into that story right now, but I will be telling you the damn well please story in a few minutes. But for now, I'd like to get back to paying homage to LaTrelle on her 90th. I first saw LaTrelle at her fashion show at Ford Auditorium. She always gave away free balcony tickets to fashion design students. As you will see throughout this video, she's always been a true giver. That is why she's been so blessed with success and the love of her family. But this does not mean she did not work hard. She's one of the hardest working people I know. The onlookers never saw the long hours and the hard work and the stay up half the night that she had to put into all of her plans for events such as the March of Dimes, fundraising for church events, and all that she's ever participated in. 200%, that's what she's always given. I actually met and befriended LaTrelle many years later after a fashion show in the early 90s. We met at a craft fair at Reverend Holly's church in Detroit. We hit it off as soon as we spoke. She was looking for someone to assist her with her sewing workload. Perfect for me, because I knew I was getting ready to be taught by the best. Little did I know the relationship we would build over the years. She's an extrovert. I'm a total introvert. That did not matter to her. She just let me be me, and I enjoyed the relationship to the fullest. Now, we're talking about LaTrelle, and she did have a few demands. Her major demand was that I make this video short, sweet, to the point, and upbeat. So here it goes. To Laverne, Deborah, Earlette, and Earl, your mother wanted me to remind you that she loves you now and forever. Laverne, my firstborn, my love. She brought me comfort and determination. I knew when I had her that I could be and do whatever I wanted to in this world. I also knew, finally, I had someone whom I could love and someone who would love me back unconditionally. To Deborah, the mama of the family. God knew I needed Deborah in my life. She is the mother of the family. I felt that I missed having a relationship like this with my mother because she decided that at age 15, she would become my mom. But Deborah, she just moves in and she takes over and says, okay, everybody, we're going to do this way. She takes control, which really lets me relax. And I know it's all going to be all right. She's definitely the mama of this family. Earlette, my baby Letta. I look at her and I see Earl Sr. She reminds me so much of her father. It's something about that look on her face that lets me know, Mama, I am here for you and everything is going to be just fine. I don't know, sometimes it just takes me back to when Earl came into my life. Before him, I had had a not so good relationship, a matter of fact, rather toxic and unhealthy. And then when he stepped in as the love of my life, all I can say is thank God. Speaking of Earl, namesake, Earl, the baby of the family, better known as Junior. I think while he was in my womb, he decided, okay, I'm going to shake things up a bit. 3 girls in the family, that's enough. It's time for a boy. I'm here. I'm here. And wouldn't you know it, he came out looking just like my dad. Every time I look at Earl, I see my dad. I see my father. He's definitely a mama's boy, and I love him dearly. Because of my children, their spouses, my grands, and my greats, I can truly say I love my life. They've filled every void I've ever had in my life. I am so blessed, and I know it. They've waited on me hand and foot, and I am so grateful. And I just want to take this time to let them know, I know you spent the better of your days with me, helping me, and loving me. And I want you to know I'm forever grateful for this. But even more importantly, I want you to know that I have lived my life to the fullest, and I have enjoyed it. Every single minute of it. I did everything I was big and bad enough to do, and I definitely want the same or even better for all of you. I want you to go for it, have no regrets ever, and to know that your mama's always got your back. Before the crafting videos start, I actually want to share 3 quick stories with you. But before I go there, let me just, it's not a disclaimer, but guys, just overlook my nails, okay? Sorry, should have done a better job, but a lot of scratching and scraping. So I'm just warning you, LaTrelle's nails would be perfect. Mine's aren't, so just kind of overlook that in the craft demonstration. Alrighty. Before I share the craft videos, I would like to share 3 quick LaTrelle stories with you. The first story is called Grandma's Pillowcases. The second story is called The Easter Story. And the third story is called Damn Well Please. Grandma's Pillowcases. Lots of people have heard about LaTrelle, how LaTrelle got started in sewing with her grandmother using pillowcases to make skirts. What they don't know is when she first learned this technique, she was so excited. When she got home before her grandmother arrived, she actually ran and got a couple of pillowcases and made the skirts and thought that she would surprise her grandmother with this technique that she learned. Little to her surprise, when her grandmother arrived, her grandmother was furious to find her nice pillowcases cut up and used for skirts. So LaTrelle actually got it for this one. But that didn't deter her, nor the pain from getting the spanking, nor her grandmother's rage seeing that her pillowcases were destroyed. She stayed at it, she kept with it, and later on, her grandmother went on to show her even more trips, techniques, and tips. And that's just the tenacity of LaTrelle. The Easter story. It was 2 to 3 weeks before Easter, and LaTrelle was sewing like crazy. I can't remember the name of the street that you guys used to live on prior to 713 Edison. It slips my mind. Gosh, Deborah. If you know the street, maybe you can scream it out to everybody so they'll know the location that I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's that one. Anyway, LaTrelle was collecting money and doing final fittings and taking deposits and really busy with all of her customers before the Easter holidays. This was one of her busiest times. And every time she got money, she would put it in a can on top of the refrigerator. She said she got so excited because every time she would go back to the can, it was getting fuller and fuller and fuller. So, she wanted to, at the end of the day, be able to go and count all of her money. She started with customers earlier that morning, and she got busier as it got towards the evening. She could no longer make the trip back into the kitchen on top of the refrigerator to put her money in the can. So she decided, well, I'll just keep the money on me, everything that I make up until my last customer. And finally, she had her last customer very late into the night. And she couldn't wait to go and add what she had with her to what she had in the can. She was so excited when she got to the fridge. She grabbed for the can and opened it. And lo and behold, it was empty. Someone had stolen all of her money out of the can. When she told me this story, I was like, I couldn't believe it. Who would actually come into your house, have you do a service for them, and then take all your money, And so I said, well, do you have any idea of who it could have been? Or, did anybody return anything later? Or did anybody say anything? And she says, no. She says, I didn't have any idea because there were so many people afterwards. And she said, I just made up my mind, hey, thank God I was too busy to put the rest of my money in the can. So at least I was left with something instead of nothing. And she said, I just figured out, okay, I'm going to have to do some extra work to bring in some more Easter money, for my children. And so, with her just saying that, I thought, it's just LaTrelle, something about her. Last but not least, the damn well pleased story that I mentioned earlier. Before I begin, guys, I just want you to know I am repeating only approved stories by LaTrelle. I am a believer of what goes on in the Powers Mays house stays in the Powers Mays house. So she okayed me to say about 1% of what we normally talk about. Here it goes. Mr. Mays, LaTrelle, and I are leaving the house. We're headed out to the car. They were going to drop me off and head out to some event. They are in a conversation going tit for tat, which is very rare for them. I'm sent back into the house to get a forgotten hat box. When I return, LaTrelle thanks me and proceeds with her conversation with Mr. Mays. We're pulling out of the driveway, and I hear LaTrelle say to Mr. Mays, honey, I really don't care. She can do whatever she damn well pleases. Mr. Mays' response, honey, you know those words you should not be saying. LaTrelle responds with, what? The damn word? The car is now on the corner of 3rd and Edison. As we start heading to go back towards Woodward, I hear the word damn, 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 damn. And I'm thinking, what is going on? And it doesn't stop. The word damn, damn, damn. LaTrelle is in the front seat saying damn over and over again until we hit Woodward. Now, you would actually have to live in Detroit to know the distance. It's a couple of blocks, but if you can imagine, we're pulling out of Edison on 3rd, and then it's a one-way street, so you have to go around to get to Woodward. Not only does she not take a breath, but she repeats the word damn, 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 damn over and over and over again until we get to Woodward. By the time we reach the stop sign at Woodward, she stops saying the word. And then she murmurs, I am a grown woman. Nobody tells me what word I can and cannot say. I don't know if they forgot I was in the back seat or if they just didn't care that I was in the back seat. But there was complete silence in the car. I could see Mr. Mays had looked up in the rearview mirror to see me, to see what was going on. And of course, I just looked and turned my head as if I was looking outside. About 2 blocks away from where they were going to drop me off, LaTrelle says, hey, sweetie. And she's talking to me. She's like, oh, we have to figure out what days you're going to come over and help me next week. And then she turns to Mr. Mays and she says, Mays, what's your schedule like on next week? Mr. Mays responds to her, he starts from Monday through Friday saying everything that he has to do and doesn't have to do. And they get to one of his days and she's talking to him. She's like, really? You're going to go ahead and do that again? And he says, yeah. I says, they start laughing and talking like good friends and good buddies. And then I'm wondering to myself, did we not just go through the damn well please whole scenario? Is it just me, or, what is it with these two? So I say nothing. I get out of the car, and when I go into my house, I am just floored. I can't quit laughing because it's another day with LaTrelle. It's like you just never, ever know what your day is going to be like with her. And the simple fact that she can start off with the word damn and say that for 2 to 3 blocks with not even stopping to take a breath, it's just who she is. So I have to say, in all honesty, I love you, LaTrelle. You have made my life complete. Happy 90th. Cheers to us and the time that we've spent together. Hello, seniors. Just want to let you know, during the crafting section, we are going outside for fresh air. So you're going to hear birds chirping and you're going to hear the wind blowing. And it's just to let you know you can do your crafts outside as well as inside. And also, Cindy, I want to thank you for letting me use your porch. You've taken us out of the sun, so I'm grateful. Thanks.